This is the journey of the water prince. It starts with a simple mechanical trigger. Every time we flush a toilet, we activate a hidden network of pipes moving waste with physical force. Gravity and water pressure combine to create a high-velocity vortex. This whirlpool uses the water's weight to drag matter down into the subterranean system. Modern plumbing isn't merely for disposal. It is the first stage in a physical loop that forces water into the dark, where the process of stripping away human waste begins. Inside the treatment plant, the water enters massive settling tanks. This is where physics takes over. The heaviest sediment sinks to the bottom, while lighter fluids remain on top to be channeled into the next stage. In these oxygen-starved environments, anaerobic bacteria act as biological filters. They thrive in the dark, consuming the microscopic organic debris that mechanical filters can't catch. To finalize the cleaning, the water is blasted with air. Aeration forces oxygen back into the liquid, fueling aerobic bacteria that scrub the remaining contaminants before the water is released. By utilizing gravity, friction, and biology, our underground infrastructure prepares the water to transition back into the natural environment. Once the water reaches the ocean, its movement is no longer driven by mechanical pipes. Now, the sun becomes the primary motor, providing the thermal energy needed for the next phase. Evaporation. Liquid water absorbs solar heat, breaking surface bonds to rise as gas. Transpiration. Plants act as organic pumps, releasing moisture from soil into the sky. Sublimation. Solid ice absorbs heat to bypass the liquid state, shattering directly into gas. Solar radiation provides the massive energy input required to lift trillions of tons of water off the Earth's surface and into the high atmosphere. As the vapor reaches the freezing upper atmosphere, it begins to lose the heat that carried it upward. This cooling leads to condensation. The slowing vapor particles clump together, forming the visible, heavy masses we see as clouds. When these clouds reach a critical mass, they become too heavy for the air currents to support. Gravity reclaims the water through precipitation. Rain and snow fall back toward the surface, returning the mass that was lifted by the sun. The atmosphere acts as a temporary reservoir, but it must eventually release its weight back to the ground. On the surface, the water follows the path of least resistance. It carves out rivers and fills lakes, using gravity to move from high peaks down to the sea. However, some water undergoes infiltration, forced downward into a high-friction maze of porous rock. This underground journey acts as a natural mechanical sieve. As water squeezes through dense sediment, physical impurities are left behind. While surface rivers move with speed and visible power, the water traveling through the earth is undergoing a slow mechanical cleaning as it navigates the deep crust. Deep underground, the water eventually hits impermeable rock, where it builds up immense pressure within narrow subterranean veins. This pressure finds an exit. The water bursts back to the surface as freshwater springs, or seeps quietly through the floor to rejoin the sea. Every stage, from the pipes in our homes to the clouds in the sky, is interconnected. It is a single closed system that links the deep earth to the high atmosphere. This means the water you see today has been in constant motion for billions of years, transferring energy and mass across the entire planet.